Hello, beautiful being. Welcome to In Her Dreams. And welcome to your reading. I am so grateful that you're taking time to tune in to see what messages are flowing in from Spirit for you. Ashe. Thank you, Spirit. Divine is saying, beyond all the noise, there's you. Sometimes the noise is internal, sometimes it's external. But whatever the noise is, once you move beyond it, you will always find yourself, your true self, your real self, your purpose. And in that place, there's always joy. There's always joy. There's always truth. There's always peace. And there's always clarity. Straighten the camera a little bit. I feel like that's what you've been doing, is you've been straightening something out. Simplifying something. There's something that seems so much more complicated because of noise, because of static. And once you get to the heart of it, to the soul of it, to the pure essence, you find that that's where you are. That's where truth is. That's all that matters. It feels like some of that internal noise could sometimes be memories, or maybe even some fear, but you've been moving beyond it. That's what you've been learning how to do, is how to move beyond whatever might drift your way or pop up inside you, perhaps from your past, that would stop you. You're moving beyond it with grace and with love for yourself, with patience for your journey. And any external noise that pops up, you're realizing that that's other people's issues. It has nothing to do with you. It has to do with how they perceive you. It has to do with their insecurities and their discomfort with your willingness to embrace yourself, your path. Yeah. I want to start with this deck. Ooh, breakthrough. That's exactly what this feels like, is that you're learning how to have constant breakthroughs. Constant. One after another after another. Fear pops up. Ooh, breakthrough. Sadness pops up. Okay, is this something I need to heal or soothe or understand or just have patience with? And really, a lot of times it's your patience with yourself that creates that breakthrough. Because when you think about it, when an emotion pops up, if you feel sad or angry, a lot of times when we try to fight it, that's what causes stagnation. Trying to fight the emotion instead of just recognizing it and letting it tell us, speak to us. Maybe there's something that needs to be calmed or soothed or understood. But we don't have to fight ourselves through that. And that's what you are doing, is you're loving yourself through everything. Everything. Also, what I'm getting is that this is an energy that will be priceless to you. Like, you learning to move through any sort of stagnation that people have tried to hit you with any of their own ish that they try to project towards you. It is so amazing that you are getting through that, not letting that stop you, because as beautiful, as gifted, and as radiant as you are, there's always going to be a lot of those people who have something to say, who have a little look like that to give, or, you know, a little, you know, a little attitude. And it has nothing to do with you. That's what you're realizing. It has absolutely nothing to do with you. Thank you, Spirit. What's coming through for this beautiful being? Leadership. This is so that you are able to lead in a peaceful state. Okay, so let's say she's a leader. Does she look stressed out? No, because she knows what she's been called to do. And so she's handling business. She knows that if it's a part of her life mission to lead, that she has what she needs within to do the job. Every job. And so there's not this tension anymore of, oh, I'm called to do this. Oh God, what am I gonna do? You know, it's like you're realizing that your life's mission is a blessing. It is not a curse. Now I'm getting that because in meditation what I was seeing is that you are full of life and your soul tribe is full of life. Also, you are helping people to go from a state where they feel like they're stuck in a state of death, bringing them to a state of life, helping them to understand that there is life available to them. But there are also beings around you that like to surround you, and they feel like some zombies. They really do. There's an aspect of death that they just choose not to shake. They choose not to transform it. And so they remain dead. But yet they still walk, they still breathe, they still talk. And so wherever they go, they bring this death energy around. And that could be what you've been sensing, but you realize that the life within you propels you beyond their death energy that they're always walking around and trying to project towards you. See, there are people around you who wanted to make you think that there were endings for you, that there was this I can't, I never will, I couldn't, I'm not. Always wanting you to identify with what they want you to think that you're not. But you are everything. You are life. And so you're realizing, and I feel like this has been going on over a period of time, where you're just realizing more and more deeply that you don't have to tune in to whatever ignorance it is that other people wanted to project onto you, okay? Yeah, you awaken potential within the others. You help them to expand the possibilities that are within them, within their self, within their gifts. You help them to visualize what they are capable of. Because the thing is if you don't feel it on some level, your potential, if you don't have a dream, if you don't have an inkling of why you're here, you know, all day, every day, we see the image of death projected towards us, right? Systems and beings that want us stuck in a state of where we're not supposed to be. Not believing in our creative self, not believing in our potential, not seeing the path before us, the path of life. And so you awaken people to that path of life because they've been hearing quite the opposite. They've been seeing the opposite. But you give them a vision of what they are able to accomplish and why they're really here. Yeah, forgiveness. That came through in the last reading, which I was channeling Lilith. And I love the two sides of the forgiveness coin, because it's like, you know, with forgiveness, it is so important to release resentment that could potentially block you on your path, and that's what you've been doing. You're freeing yourself from the weight of resentment. But what you're not doing is giving into any toxic type of forgiveness, which is just, you know, the forgiveness that we're taught sometimes as children. Oh, just hug each other and it'll be okay. Say you're sorry. Now give them a hug and it's okay. No, hell no, it's not, because I'm still feeling some type of way. What about the person who was wronged? How are they feeling? Maybe they weren't ready to hear sorry. Maybe they're not there yet. Maybe they need to forgive in their own timing, because there's some realizations about their own boundaries that they need to come to. Forgiveness is a process. It is not an event. This quantum field, it's like something is opening up for you. I'm seeing a lotus flower. It's like something is expanding. Something is growing inside you. And it's because you realize the infinite power that is within you, but that's just a reflection of what's around you, okay? You're able to connect with your past selves, your future selves. You're able to connect with energies and entities on all dimensions. There are no limits to what you can create. And it's all because you're willing to move beyond the noise, the static. Understanding, yeah. I'm not one of those people who says like I understand and all that. But I do like the vibe of the word. You know, understand. I like to go, you know, delve deep into the subconscious. I like the 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 underworld does not scare me, but understanding. It's like there are levels within that you're befriending. That's really what I'm seeing here, is that you're becoming your own very best friend. You're being so gentle with yourself. There have been times where you've been told, perhaps, to make good with other people. Be kind to other people. Be nice to others. Forgive others. But you're in this really beautiful space where all of the things that you may have felt pressure to do for others, you're doing for yourself, and you're finding that that is truly where the treasure is. 1333 on the timer. And this is the path that you were always meant to be on, where you were giving yourself grace. You were loving yourself. Forgiving yourself for any time that you did not give yourself grace, you know? Yeah. I love that so much. Okay, let's see what's coming through with the tarot. Thank you, Spirit. Wow, Spirit was getting deep there, but I mean, you're a deep being. You are very tapped in to why you're here. And at the end of the day, you know, it's cool to know or understand or have a grasp on what's going on around us, because sometimes we look for that because we think that it's going to give us some sense of security. But then, man, when you tune in and you go within, it's like you care less and less and less about why they did this and why they did that and blah blah blah. And sometimes that is what Spirit is bringing through, because we still have this mind, right, that wishes to understand what's going on, grasp what's going on. And that actually is very deep. You know, a lot of people like to criticize people's tarot that, you know, they focus on the external, but the external is also important because it is a reflection of what's going on within us. And so when people do focus on the external, the only thing we got to understand about that is that at some point we are going to turn within and start to ask the question, why is this going on in my external world, and what does that mean about what's going on within me? But I value all different types of tarot, styles of tarot, different readers. I love it. And I feel like there's a place for all different types of reading styles, tarot reading styles, depending on where we are on our journey. And sometimes it's cyclical. You might find a reader that always focuses on the inner path, and that's what you need right now. And then you experience a shift and you're like, wait a minute, I just need to make sense of this. I need some comfort. I need some, you know, that person who's there with you, holding your hand through that experience, reminding you, you ain't crazy. What you see is real. You tapped in. And so now you're focusing on the external. And a lot of times we shift. Internal, external, internal, external. And I love that balance. But and I don't know why I'm going into this. There could be somebody who, if you're a tarot reader, there could be somebody who's telling you, oh, you are, you know, focusing on this or that, and you shouldn't be. You should be more elevated. Excuse me? First of all, last time I checked, most content on YouTube is offered for free, unless there's memberships or something like that. So unless a person is paying for something, why are they coming to you criticizing the work that you do, that you offer for free? Something about that. Somebody could be criticizing something that you offer from your soul. That's the noise. That's some of that noise that Spirit was talking about. And you know why they criticize it? Is because it resonates with them and they don't like that. There's something that you create that resonates with somebody, but it resonates in a way where they feel like they are karmically aligned. Like they're aligned with the karmic timeline. They're not aligned with the collective, the divine collective. Well, isn't it refreshing to have somebody reveal to you what side of the street you're on? There's something about you revealing truth, divine truth, that is being transmitted in order to bring justice, balance. But somebody doesn't like that, because see, justice is associated with the scales, but it's also associated with truth, the sword, and sometimes that sword cuts. Somebody don't like it. Somebody feeling like they getting cut up. Well, you see, we all have a choice. And if somebody doesn't like what you're offering, then they can click off. But this is somebody who keeps coming back to you. If you share information, maybe you have a blog, maybe you create videos, maybe there's some kind of way that you share something. You share truth. And somebody has an issue with it, but yet they keep coming back for more. What's that song? I think it's Ashanti. See, my days are cold without you. I keep on running back for more. There's somebody who feels like they can't get enough of you, but yet they want to criticize you. Noise. They're a source of that noise. Okay, we've got Four of Wands. That noise that you're learning how to just... What's that? Oh. Yeah. You keep on breaking through the noise. Ashe. With all your chakras lit up. Okay? Because you realize that they are just one point on that timeline. Okay, who are they in the quantum field? One being in one realm, one dimension, like, that's all it is. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, we've got Scribe of Scarabs, Page of Pentacles on the fence, Queen of Swords. And there's the Eight of Swords. Someone is very uptight or uncomfortable about something that you're saying. And there's a tower behind them. It's almost as if there's something that you are saying that reminds them of a failure, of a breakdown. You're constantly breaking through. They feel like they're breaking down. So we have the Magician here, the King of Wands. What else needs to be known, Spirit? And the King of Pentacles. There is something that someone wants so desperately to, it's like they want to turn something upside down for you. But they can't. And I love how, because these energies over here, the King of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, first of all, you have an opportunity that you have allowed to grow and become stable. That's why it went from the Page of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles. I see the work that you've been doing. You're growing, you're stable. But Divine reminds you in this moment that it's always up to you. It's always up to you. There is somebody over here who, oh, and that was right over that understanding. There's some sort of deep awareness that the truth that you speak, that you share, or the beauty of your creations, it is available to this person in order to awaken them, but they'd rather just stay asleep. Okay, so that's fine. They can stay asleep. But the problem is because they have free will, right? So they can stay asleep if they want to. The problem is that what you say, what you speak, they allow it to make them feel like this. They feel caught up in their own trauma, in their own drama, and the chaos that they continually create, and the towers that they continue to manifest. And so when you speak truth, it sheds light on what they don't want to see. They want to remain in darkness. And we're meant to go into the darkness, love ourselves through it, and shed light on it so that now we're balanced in the light and the darkness. But with this person, they want to remain in the darkness. Now, this could be for you more than just one person, because that was the first thing that came through, is that there's noise. So there could be several beings that are just very attracted to you, and they don't know why. I keep on running back to you. They don't know why. But it's like, it feels like obsession. But what it really is their soul saying, come get this goodness. Come and get your love. Okay? Their soul is inviting them in, but that's where their free will, hey, they can come in and listen to what you have to say, but ultimately it's up to them what they do with that. Now, this person or these beings, they're very, they could be called to lead, because this is the King of Wands here. But I'm getting that they do have leadership gifts, but they allow their lower self to stop them. And so the question is, if they're not coming in with leadership and creative passion, what is this magician energy that they're coming in with? Are they trying to manipulate? Are they trying to control your free will because they feel intimidated by what you are saying? They feel small because they're not following the truth that they are called to live. Yeah, let's go with this one. Thank you, Spirit. What's coming through for this King of Wands? Okay, so we've got messages. Inner child healing. Transcendence. Sun, strength, empowerment. Self-love. Nostalgia. Celebration. Lack and doubts. Wow. Reunion and soul ties. Higher self activation in reverse. It's almost as if this person is like trying to go on a journey with you, but where they fall short is that they're not allowing the energy of their higher self to activate and to take them beyond this lack mentality. And so what they're doing is they're seeing your celebration. They're witnessing your nurturing energy. This came out on the fence because this person doesn't know how to take you. They're like, their energy feels great, but also I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. Well, I mean, okay. One of the most beautiful things about these cards that came out is that you're allowing messages to flow from you freely. You're doing exactly what you're meant to do. Even if it's within your thoughts. You know, I'm recording this in Gemini season. And that's one thing that I love about Mercury, since Gemini is ruled by Mercury, is that it's not just about communication, it's also about our thought energy, the communication within us, how we hear spirit, how we process the thoughts that come to us. And so you're doing really beautiful things with that energy. That can get sticky, okay? Our thoughts. But the fact that your thoughts lead to transcendence and unity, the frequency of nurturance, okay? Inner child healing. And that's what all of your energy that you transmit is inviting people around you to do. So at least you know that you're on the right path, right? And ultimately that's all that we can control, is what we're doing. That's all we truly have power over. Your willingness to express yourself is allowing you to tap into your masculine energy in a very positive way. You're shining in just the way that you're supposed to. And you're balanced, because I love how there's sun energy here, but she's also in the shadow. She's not afraid of the darkness. And you represent that beautiful balance. You're being celebrated. And your path is celebration worthy. So there's somebody here that when they see that, they get into this state of mind that's like nostalgic, looking over the past. And whereas Spirit is inviting them to come into a place of self-love and harmony, they're at odds. Not only with your message, but with themselves. And so that stops them from being in this higher self energy where they're seeing things from a higher perspective. They get stuck. Divine, please clarify this reunion soul ties card. Okay, so they want to connect with this Ace, Water, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. But here they are, stuck spying watching. They're in masculine energy, but it could be toxic masculine. That's what I'm getting. This is the cycle that they keep repeating, where they are constantly in. They're repeating mistakes. They're making choices and taking actions, taking steps that do not serve them. Okay? And they're remaining in a comfort zone. Stuck to patterns from the past. Watching you live in a state of fulfillment. Relaxation. You could be traveling. Also, this is like a genie lamp, or, you know, what is that? You rub the lamp. But there's something about your wishes being fulfilled and about your life appearing so magical. But there's a lot behind that magic. There's effort behind that magic. There's a willingness to look beyond the ego. There's a willingness to admit that there are things that you have wanted to change, areas in which you've wanted to grow. And even though that didn't necessarily feel good to make that realization, it was a breath of fresh air, because it was a pivotal moment. You know, there's that moment where we're like, oh, I've been causing that? Like, this isn't working for me. I've been doing this, but it's creating this, and that's not what I want. Okay. When you make that realization, you see that as a point in time where you are able to harness divine power, creating a shift and create a whole new reality for yourself. So that supersedes any pain that the ego tries to bring in, where they're like, you're wrong, you know? And it's like, okay, if I have to say I was wrong, fine. But now I know what to do. And so there's power in that moment. You don't get stuck in that moment where you could be like, I failed, I'm wrong, I can't. No, you don't get stuck there. And that's exactly why you're in this state of experiencing wish fulfillment that feels so good. And so that's the difference. Is that when you could be here in this Eight of Swords, you move beyond it. You choose to see your potential and not associate any choices that you've been making with failure. You're like, but I'm learning, so it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter, you know? What else is coming through, Spirit? What really, is there anything else that needs to be known as far as like these energies, this noise, Divine? Because it really feels like, okay, so we have friendship here. Oh yeah, shift. Friendship and shift. Let me make sure you can see the words. So you allowed a change within a relationship to inspire change within you. Okay? And that's really what this other being is being guided to do also, is to allow the shift that happened to inspire them to move towards positive change. But the most important thing is that you're exactly where you need to be. And I feel like whereas you could have focused on the shift between you, you have focused on a shift within. You've been focused on an inner journey, and you've allowed any external factors to just teach you, show you, make you wiser. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with you delving into what's happened externally, because you may have done that at some points in time, because that's what helps make you wise about the world. And sometimes we get so much into our inner realm that we lose touch with the 3D. Well, we still are here in this 3D. So, you know, sometimes it's about, and that's what I'm getting, is that you connect with, you identify with very very grounded knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, but yet you still can end up out there on other dimensions connecting with much higher realms as well. You're very expansive. And so talking about this shift within this relationship, I mean, you've gotten a hold on what it's taught you in this 3D, so you're able to understand things that just seem like, you know, like what they call mother wit, common sense, very like street wisdom, you know what I'm saying? Street, what is it called? Street sense, street knowledge, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. All right? But also very expansive, higher level wisdom. It's beautiful. And that's how your messages are. Whatever you create, it represents this very expansive wisdom that you have. All of your bases are covered, I'm hearing. You cover all the bases. Okay. Anything else this beautiful being needs to know, Divine? Yeah, spiritual cleansing, because when I saw the Magician by the King of Wands, I know that this person likes to send energy your way. And they only do that because they don't choose to have control within. They don't go within. They're not doing the inner journey. They are only externally focused. That's the problem. You have allowed this shift to make you expansive. You're going within and you understand the outer realms as well. Okay? This person, they're only focused on the external. That's it. Because going inside, going within hurts too much. They are not able to withstand the pressure that they feel regarding the shame of their choices, of their actions that they have taken. And so Divine is recommending that you continue to cleanse your space. Okay? Cleanse your energy. Continue to allow yourself to break through constantly and consistently. Break through the noise. Don't allow whatever little attacks they have been trying to send your way to stop you. Let's take a look with the energy of afflictions to see if there's anything specific that Divine wants to bring through. Divine, what kind of energy has been directed towards this beautiful being? They want to imprison your soul. Oh, they want to hit you with the spiritual narcissism too. So you've got soul imprisonment here, which is what they are feeling. And they're trying to project that towards you. So what you'll notice is if this person, because I've gotten two message cards, this person might be trying to send messages towards you that would make you feel like you can't do something that you really can. Also, what I'm getting is that whatever it is that this person criticizes about you is one of your biggest gifts. And it's something that divine beings love most about you. Isn't that crazy? So like whatever it is, like let's say they send a text from an unknown number, or they're sending some sort of like funky email from some weird address, or maybe they're in your comments, or if you post online, or you know, maybe they're just trying to project thoughts towards you. Whatever it is that they are criticizing, that's actually an aspect of yourself, a characteristic, a trait about you that awakens other people's potential within them. And so that's why they want to do this. And I'm hearing they want to do it in a very slick way, but you be knowing. Okay? You know when they're trying to come at you. And you flip it around. You're like, well, if you're hitting me with this, then what are you doing? What are you doing? Wasting your time. You see what I'm saying? And it's all about spiritual narcissism. They want to embark on a spiritual path, but they constantly do it from ego. And that's the journey of a person who chooses not to go within, but only look at the external. Nothing wrong with looking at the external. Nothing wrong with checking out what's going on around you, in your work environment, in your neighborhood, in your, that relationship or whatever. But at some point, we're going to have to balance that out with what's going on within. And so that's what this person lacks. Is there anything else coming through here, Spirit, that this beautiful being needs to be aware of? Binding energy rituals. Of course they want to be linked up with you. Now, here's the thing. They want to criticize you, but they also want to bind themselves to you. Where is the logic? So this person operates from a completely illogical space. They don't make sense. They want to criticize you. They want to throw insults your way, digs, trying to make you second guess yourself, trying to make you second guess and doubt your gifts. I've been getting this energy of someone wanting you to doubt your physical appearance. Excuse me? Every inch of you is beautiful and divine. And there are certain things that we embrace about ourselves that help others to embrace certain aspects within themselves that maybe they've been struggling with. Like, I could get Botox, but you know what? I love my wrinkles, because this smile line right here, it reminds me that I have lived connecting with joy. I love to smile. And so I remember reading, because I used to read magazines a lot, but I used to read like Cosmopolitan and Marie Claire and Allure and stuff like that. And I remember reading an article in one of those magazines when I was a teenager, like young, 13, 14, 15. It would say, smiling causes smile lines. And I remember sitting there really thinking about that for a minute. Like, so am I not supposed to smile? And then I was like, hell no, like I'm gonna smile. And so I could very easily go get this filled, and I don't care. I don't care. It makes me me. And I also love knowing that if I wanted to, I could get it filled. I don't freaking care. I choose to be me. You know, everything about me says something about myself. The fact that my locks aren't perfect, I love that. I spent most of my life getting burns on my scalp from relaxers trying to have straight hair. And my hair is just as nappy and thick and coarse and lovely and beautiful. And I love showing that. I love not caring. I love not trying to identify as being perfect. And so those are very specific examples about me. But as far as you are concerned, whatever it is about you that maybe is sort of off the beaten path, or it's obvious that you're not trying to fit in or be like everybody else, there's something about those aspects of you that empower other people. And so that's why this person they identify that. They may have realized that before you did, and they're like, let me make them feel bad about it. Absolutely not. You see your beauty. Keep seeing it. Keep seeing your beauty. There's something here about reckoning. And, you know, the most important thing is that you remain on your path. Whatever these messages are that you are putting out there, beautiful being, or that you're contemplating in your mind, allowing spirit to work something within you that you are going to share, keep doing it. Keep doing it. What is this reckoning, spirit? Okay, you've got a golden harvest. Abundance. So everything that you've been doing, all of these breakthroughs that you've been constantly allowing to flow through you so that you are able to flow through the energies that are trying to stop you, it's creating a golden harvest. Your abundance is undeniable. And I feel like you're feeling this, so keep feeling it. Listen, this person who's trying to bind themselves to you but criticize you at the same time, they are wearing a false crown. And I feel like there's something about you that makes them feel like their false crown is clearly, obviously seen by others. And so they don't like that. But you're doing what you're doing out of your true sense of purpose, your divine mission here on this earth. And it feels like you're experiencing this shift within this friendship or this relationship. You've allowed it to awaken you on a very deep level, and it's taught you things that you never would have learned just by reading a book. And so this is a part of your consciousness, and this person wishes that they weren't. It's like they want to be a part of your life, but they want to be seen in a light that is more positive. But what they're seeing is truth, and they hate that. Okay? So they hate that their false crown is being recognized and called out. Even though it's not intentional, they're just finding themselves within your story, within your conscious wisdom now. And they don't like where they fit in. So they can stop running back to you. If they don't like what you're saying, then like that song says, I keep on running back to you. They can stop. They don't have to tune in. They don't have to watch you. They're the ones spying and watching you. So if they don't like it, then they can stop watching. They can stop tuning in, okay? Whatever lies they have created and so carefully crafted, they're being called out. And it's not you. It's other beings around them are calling them out on their lies, and they don't like that. So all their falseness, all their narcissism is being seen clearly for what it is. And you know, I had said that it was like I was reversing the words. I was saying something backwards. It's something about like mirror. They don't like how they're being seen because they wanted people to see them in a certain light, but there's been a reversal here of everything that they've crafted. It's something about like they feel like everything is reversed and they like to feel like they're in control. So, beautiful being, you're doing exactly what you need to do. You have a beautiful golden harvest that divine wants you to focus on. Also, with that King of Pentacles and the Scribe of Scarabs, with that having come out on the fence, that's what this person, that's like them trying to control your destiny. But I love that it came out on the fence because divine is saying you have the power. So that golden harvest just confirms that anything that someone has been trying to turn upside down for you, they can't. It's protected. And your protection is your willingness to continue to break through and to choose to be free. Break through the noise. Break through any rudeness that you experience, any negative projections that are thrown your way. Just keep breaking through it. And every time you break through it, you have gotten stronger. Also, you've identified something that was meant to be used as a weapon, and you surpassed it. So that means that your strength is increasing. Every single thing that this being and anyone like them intends to use to stop you or to slow you down, you're out here building muscle, and you are gaining awareness and more understanding all of it on all dimensions as well. Everything is working in your favor. Ashe. Thank you, Spirit, for these messages. I am so grateful that you allowed them to come through me. Thank you, beautiful being, for taking the time to tune in. I am so grateful. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your kind comments, your likes, your subscribes, your shares, and your donations. If you have donated on this channel, thank you so much. And I love you. I wish you peace. I wish you joy and so many blessings. Take care.